Okay, so yung other method for your classical method for determining your area, your slope and deflection is the conjugate beam method. Now, one thing that is similar for your conjugate beam and your area moment is that they both rely on your moment diagram. So, I suggest that you practice drawing your moment diagram, especially sa different types of beam. Try nyong mag-draw lang kayo ng shear and moment diagram. Kasi the moment diagram is very important, especially sa area moment at conjugate beam method. Now, if you already mastered drawing the moment diagram, mas madali para sa inyo yung paggamit ng method ng conjugate beam. Kasi solely nakabase to dun sa moment over EI diagram ng beam para ma-compute natin yung slope at deflection. So yun, basically for the conjugate beam method, we have two types of beam, the real beam and the conjugate beam. Now, yung general idea sa conjugate beam is simple lang naman. Yung slope sa real beam, equal siya sa shear sa conjugate beam. Ayan. Yung moment mo, yung deflection mo sa real beam, equivalent siya sa moment mo sa conjugate beam. So, ganun lang simple na. So, example, ito yung real beam, ito yung conjugate beam. Tinatanong ka, what is the deflection at point C? Kunyari, ano yung deflection sa point C? If ang gagawin mo lang is you will get the moment at point C. Yung moment na makukuha mo, yun agad yung deflection. Also, kung tinatanong ka what is the slope at C, kunin mo lang yung shear sa point C sa conjugate beam. That is already your slope. That's what why I'm saying na medyo yung concept ng conjugate beam is simple lang as long as you can properly create the conjugate beam. No? So, kasi yung conjugate beam moment over EI diagram din siya. So, ang step is, you will draw the moment diagram of the real beam. And then, yung moment diagram, divide mo sa EI. And then, yun yung magiging load nung conjugate beam. So, that's why ang sabi ko, you need to know how to draw your moment diagram. And since I will not be teaching you that, you're supposed to know that since you are already done with Theory 1. Yan, so let's have ito yung difference lang, no? Di ba? Meron tayong real beam tsaka conjugate beam. Now, magbabago yung support kapag real beam tsaka conjugate beam. Ganito, example, sa real beam, simply supported. Kapag simply supported, ang support mo sa end is a fixed hinge and a roller, ang conjugate beam niya will remain the same. But if, kunyari, free end siya, sa real beam, magiging fixed support siya sa conjugate. Kapag fixed support, magiging siyang free end. Ito, tulad nito, free end siya, naging fixed. Ito naman, roller, retain lang siya, naging roller. Now, if we have an overhang beam or meron kayong support sa loob, magiging siyang internally hinged. So, you need to familiarize yourself with this. No? Kapag free end, magiging fixed. Kapag fixed, magiging free end. Kapag internal, magiging internal hinge. So, ganito lang yung pag-drawing ng conjugate tsaka real. Okay, so try natin to. Try natin to example. Okay, so dito kasi, if you notice, we have uniform load tsaka concentrated load. So, kapag ganito, just use your moment diagram by parts ulit instead of drawing the moment diagram ng beam kasi complicated ulit yung pag-compute nyo ng moment shear. Check natin. So, kung eliminate natin yung support sa B, may matitira tayong tatlong forces, 100, 20, tsaka 60. So, separate natin yung tatlo. 100 times 6 para dito. Tapos, uniform load, WL squared over 2. Ito siya. Tapos 60 times 4. Ito siya. Now, ito yung moment diagram, no? Hiniwalay lang natin. So, this is your moment diagram. Now, yung moment diagram natin, siya yung magiging load ng conjugate beam. Now, since ang conjugate beam natin is a simply supported beam, magiging simply supported beam lang din siya. And then, itong moment diagram, divide natin sa EI, constant naman, so no changes sa load. Ito, yung magiging load dito. So, ipapatong natin siya sa beam. Ayan na siya. So, this will be your conjugate beam. Ulitin ko, yung moment diagram, siya yung magiging load ng conjugate beam. Okay, so yung tanong, compute the midspan deflection of the beam shown. So, kukunin daw natin yung deflection sa midspan. See, before we can do that, since may new loading tayo, magkakaroon tayo ng bagong reaction. Tama? So, first step, compute nyo muna yung reaction with the new loading. Compute nyo yung reaction. So, ang reaction, ginawa kong RA prime kasi reaction siya ng conjugate beam. Inisa-isa ko lang. So, para dun sa naku-confuse, no? Diba? Uniform load, going concentrated. Tapos, distance. Moment arm. So, yun. Hindi ko na-explain to. This is just computation of reaction. Compute nyo yung reaction sa RA prime. So, yan. RA prime is 940 over 3 EI. Now, next, ang tanong is, what is the deflection at the midspan? So, ang gagawin natin, hahatiin natin siya sa gitna. Tapos, sa conjugate beam, yun daw deflection, equal siya sa moment ng conjugate beam. So, all we need to do is get the moment at the center, yung moment dyan, the moment at C will be equal to your deflection at C. So, to do that, kunin nyo yung height ng mga loads or pwede nating i-draw yung FBD. Ganito yung lalabas. Yan, point C. Ito yung FBD niya. And then, di ba, about any point on the beam, we have an internal shear and internal moment. Now, the internal shear at point C is equal to the slope at C. The internal moment at C is equal to your deflection. So, deflection dito, moment C, di ba? Now, yung moment C natin, equal yan sa deflection sa C. Now, how do we get your moment? Just do summation of moment at this point. So, summation of moment at C equal to 0. Then, isolve natin yung MC. So, ito. Nag-moment tayo dito. So, we have these 3 uniform loads plus the RA, we will get your MC. Now, your MC is equal to your deflection at C, which is 1135 kilonewton cubic meter. Okay, ito ulit, medyo mahaba lang siya because we have so many loads. But this method is ideal kapag yung load niya or yung load sa beam is just, kunyari concentrated load lang. I mean, yung mga madadaling i-drawing yung moment diagram, this method is ideal para gawin yun. So, kasi masyadong maraming load. So, medyo mahaba yung ating mga solution. Check natin yung second problem. Ito. So, determine the slope and deflection at point B of the steel beam shown. The reactions have been computed. Ito na. So, dito, we have 2 options. Pwedeng moment diagram by parts. Pwede din naman na i-drawin nyo yung moment diagram niya mismo. Which is practically the same. Diba? Kung drawing natin yung moment diagram, gawin natin yung moment diagram, shear diagram, tapos moment diagram. And hindi ko na to elaborate yung pag-draw ng moment diagram. This is not part of theory 2. So, yun. Dire-diretso na ako dito sa part na to. So, we have 5. Tapos, 75. times 5 times 15 sa ito. So, ang magiging moment diagram mo is ito. Ito yung moment diagram. Ang height nito is negative 75. Now, divide natin ito ng EI, uniform naman. Magiging na siyang load ng conjugate beam. Now, kapag negative, tapos ang ginamit nyo is yung shear and moment diagram, ang load niyan is pababa. Tapos, kung papansin nyo, this is the real beam, di ba? Kapag conjugate beam, yung fixed support, kanyari ito yung beam, yung fixed support magiging free end, yung free end magiging fixed. So, ito yung lalabas na conjugate beam. Tapos, ito yung magiging load niya. So, magiging yung ganito. This is 75. Ganito yung lalabas. Check natin. Ayan. Ito, parehas lang yun ang drawing ko, no? This one, and kapag ang drawing is ganito, kunyari, ganito, no? Na pababa, parehas lang sila. Inakyat mo lang. Parehas lang. So, yun. Diba? Nagpalit. Fixed support, magiging free. Free end, magiging fixed. Tapos, yung moment diagram natin na pababa, ganito, negative, magiging pambabang load siya. So, yun. 75 over EI yung naging load sa conjugate beam. Yun, theta B, yung rule, diba? I mean, yung concept is, yung slope equals sa shear, yung deflection equals sa moment. So, ang gagawin lang natin is, kukunin lang natin yung shear dito, VB, which is actually equal to your RB. Diba? Compute nyo lang yung reaction sa B, tapos compute nyo lang yung moment sa B. Kasi yung moment sa B, equivalent siya sa deflection. Yung RB is equal to your theta B. So, all you need to do now is compute for the reaction at point B. Yun na mismo yung slope and deflection. So, yan. So, ang VB natin is 562.5. Ang moment natin sa B is 14062.5. So, eto na. So, ganun lang yung pag-conjugate beam. Since ang tanong, what is the slope and deflection at point B, ano daw yung slope and deflection dito? So, kunin mo lang yung shear dito, which is your reaction. Tapos, kunin mo yung moment dito, which will be your deflection. So, mag-summation of forces vertical to get the shear, summation of moment to get your moment B. So, ganun lang siya kapag conjugate beam. Ito yung sinasabi kong example na medyo simple lang yung solution because simple lang din yung load. So, mas mabilis lang siya. What we did is we draw the moment diagram, place the moment diagram dun sa conjugate beam, and just compute for the kung ano man yung hinahanap. Example, kunyari, determine the slope and deflection at point, sabihin natin dito, sabihin this is point C. What is the slope and deflection at that point? Ang gagawin nyo lang is, ikakat nyo lang siya sa port na yan. Yan. Tapos, kunin mo yung shear. Kunin mo yung shear VC. Ito na yung theta C mo dyan. Tapos, kunin mo naman yung moment C. Ito na yung deflection mo sa C. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. So, ang kagandahan din ng conjugate beam is once you have the conjugate beam, about any point ka mag-cut, kung saan yung hinahanap. Kunyari, what is the deflection at this point? So, cut mo dyan, FBD, tapos, pwede may shear and moment. So, ito yung advantage ng conjugate beam. So, kailangan nyo lang ma-draw properly yung conjugate beam with the proper loading. Check natin. Example pa. Ano pa ba? Ito. So, ito ulit. Kung mapapansin nyo, concentrated load, no? So, mas magandang i-drawing yung moment diagram. Kapag i-draw nyo yung moment diagram, ito yung lalabas. Hindi ko napapakita kung paano. So, ito yung moment diagram. Tapos, ilalagay natin siya sa conjugate beam. Kung mapapansin nyo, Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo, simply supported beam naman siya. So, ipi-place lang natin siya sa simply supported beam. Ayan na. So, ito yung tulad nung sabi ko, no, kapag positive siya sa moment diagram, kasi yung ginamit ko dito is moment diagram, hindi moment diagram by parts. Kapag positive, ang loading niyan is paakyat. Yung kanina, di ba, nasa baba siya, negative. Negative sa baba yung kanina, ganito. Negative, kaya yung loading niya is pababa. If you are using the shear moment diagram to draw the M/EI diagram, positive upward yung arrow, kapag negative, downward. Okay, so hope that's clear. Tapos yun, kung mapapansin nyo, ang ginawa is, nilagay lang siya dun sa beam, tapos, magkukompute tayo ng panibagong reaction. Yan. So, ito na yung loading ng bagong beam. So, compute your reaction. How do you compute your reaction? You already know how to do that. So, compute nyo yung AY tsaka DY. Ang tanong, ano ba yung tanong? Compute the slope at A and D and the deflection at points B and C. Ulitin natin, ang slope equal siya sa shear. So, yung AY natin, that is, yung AY natin, this is your VA din, di ba? So, this is now equal to your slope at A. So, pag na-compute natin yung reaction sa A, yun na yung tinatanong na A. Ito naman, DY, equal yan sa VD. So, this is equal to your theta D. So, makakompute agad natin yung slope at ends A and D just by computing for your reactions. So, compute nyo yung reaction, summation of moments sa forces vertical. Natin. Compute nyo muna yung reaction. So, yan na. Ito yung AY. Tapos, yun na nga. AY is equal to VA. Tapos, theta A, convert natin. Ito naman yung DY. So, after we compute the AY and DY, 8.5 tsaka 9.5. Balik na tayo dito. Ang next naman, tinatanong is, what is the deflection at point B and C? Na ang tanong is, ano daw yung deflection sa point B and C? Diba, kapag deflection, moment, so ikat ulit, yung gagawin lang is ikakat nyo siya sa portion na to, cut nyo siya dyan. Tapos, yung internal moment dito, moment B, yan na yung ating delta C. So, much better na kapag ganito, di ba, mas magandang gamitin yung left side kasi mas simple. Tapos, yung isang tanong is, ano naman daw yung deflection sa C? So, same lang yung gagawin. Cut nyo siya sa C. Ganyan. Tapos, of course, mas konti yung load sa right side. So, ito na lang yung gamitin yung FBD, the right side. So, yeah. Kunin nyo dyan yung moment C. Yung pagkunang moment, same lang nung pagkukuha natin ng moment, no? So, moment C is equivalent to your deflection at C. So, kunin mo lang yung moment. So, ganon yung gagawin natin for the deflection. Yung AY, lagay na lang natin yung given 8.5. So, ito. Yan, ang AY natin is, hindi ko nalagay, sorry. So, this is 8.5. Ayun, 8.5. Tapos, diba, summation of moment. Tulad din nung ginagawa natin, pwedeng wag nyo nang ilagay yung moment B. Pwede na lang moment B is equal to yung opposite yung direction, positive. Since yung 8.5 same direction, so minus 8.5 times 20. Tapos, ito, opposite yung direction. So, plus 1/2 of the base 20, height 800. Moment arm is 20/3. So, yan. Ito din naman siya, di ba? Sinimplify lang natin. So, para saan yung pagkukuha ng moment? Now, this moment is equal to your deflection at P. So, Ayan, kukuha natin yung deflection sa B. Kapag C naman, yung right side, ganito ulit. So, compute naman natin yung moment C by same procedure. Ito 9.5 ata to. 5, ayan. Tapos compute na lang ulit. Compute for your moment C, which is equivalent to your deflection. So, kung papansin nyo, as long as you have drawn properly yung moment diagram, kasi dun talaga nakabase yung conjugate beam method. Kaya I suggest you practice drawing your moment diagram if nalilito pa kayo. No? Ito naman, determine the maximum deflection of the steel beam shown. The reactions have been computed. So, anong alam natin sa maximum deflection? Kapag maximum deflection, 0 yung slope or 0 yung shear. Kasi diba, slope is equal to shear. So, yung shear sa point na yan will be 0. First step, before natin isolve, drawing muna yung shear and moment diagram. Ito yung lalabas. Now, so positive yung moment diagram, ilagay natin sa beam, kaya ganito yung itsura. Check natin. Diba, we have here, socket ka ng 2, diretso, minus 8, 6, baba, yan. So, 2 times 9, 18, minus 3 times 6, 18, kaya siya naging 18. So, yan, 18 siya na positive. Tapos, simply supported, so copy nyo lang. Tapos, this is positive, so magiging siyang upward force, kaya eto na siya. Then, I will not explain na to ha. So, yun. Now, since we know that at the point of maximum deflection, kunyari, ito yung maximum deflection. At the point of maximum deflection, di ba? We know that the slope there, sabihin natin C, kunyari C siya. The slope at C is equal to 0 kasi nga straight line yan dyan kasi siya yung point of maximum deflection. So since we know that theta C is equal to 0, we can also say that theta C, so ang ating VC is also equal to 0. So we can cut here. Sabihin natin na dito yung C, no? Hindi natin alam yung location. And then we can say that the shear there, VC, the shear there, VC, is equal to 0. So, ang gagawin lang natin, i-cut natin siya. Mas maganda na yung left side para regular triangle yung shape. Ito yung gamitin natin. Gamitin natin side, no? So, this is X kasi hindi natin siya alam. So, we will be using this side of the drawing. So, anong kulang? Compute nyo muna yung reaction, no? Compute nyo yung reaction. Now, please double check yung loading natin is paakyat. So, definitely yung support mo is pababa kasi may nakikita ko sa errors ng students is paakyat yan, yung reaction niya is paakyat pa din. So, lilipad na yung beam natin yan. Diba? So, we restrict movement. Since paakyat yung load, dapat pababa na yung reactions. Yan. Always double check yung reactions, ha? Then, compute niya yung reaction. Pagka-compute niya ng reaction, ikakat na natin siya at distance X. So, compute natin yung reaction. Ano yung lalabas na sagot? Yan, ito yung sagot. We have 45 and 63. Now, while reviewing this video, just try to recompute the reaction. Because I will not be teaching how to compute for the reaction anymore. So, yun. And then, the maximum deflection of the real beam occurs at the point where the slope of the beam is 0 and thus the shear is 0. Ayan, ang shear natin dyan is 0. Now, for the height, if this is X, paano ba nakuha yung height? Ratio and proportion lang yan. Similar triangles ulit. Itong malaking triangle tapos small triangle. So, kung titingnan natin, we have 18 over the distance 9, diba? 18 over 9. Tapos itong triangle na to goes to Y over x. So yung height natin is equal to 18 over 9 is 2, so 2x. So ito na yun. Ito na yung height at this point, 2x. Similar triangles lang. Now, how do we get the x? Since we have shear is equal to 0, pwede tayong mag-summation of forces vertical. Tingnan niya. Summation of forces vertical equal to 0. We have 45 na pababa. Sabihin kong positive upward. 45 na pababa. So, minus. So, plus 2x. 2x to, no? 2x. So, 1/2. Base x. Height 2x. Then, pababa yung v. So, minus v equal to 0. Now, since shear here is equal to 0, cancel na to. The only unknown left will be your x. So, thus, we can compute for the value of your x. Compute natin yung x kasi siya lang yung unknown. Check natin. 0. So, yun. Your x is 6.71 meters. Now, the question is, what is the maximum deflection? Again, deflection at this point, sabihin na natin, ito na yung 6.71, no? The deflection is equal to your, ano nga? Deflection is equal to your moment. So, all we need to do is get this moment because this moment is equivalent to your deflection. Yung moment dun sa point na to is equal to your maximum deflection. So, all you need to do now is do summation of moment at this point. So, yun na ulit. Pwedeng huwag nyo nang isulat yung moment equation. Solve nyo na lang yung m. Natin. Yan. Compute for the m. X is 6.71. Okay natin. 6.71. So, yan. Makukompute na natin yung m, which is equal to your delta max. So, the moment is, which is equal to the delta max will be 201.2 kilonewton cubic meter. Then, converting it will give us negative 16.9. Now, if mapapansin nyo, bakit siya negative? Ito kasing drawing, no? Balik tayo dito. Yung drawing na upward, it represents the assumed deflected shape. So, di ba kasi sa moment diagram, naka-up siya. So, inakyat natin yung arrow. So, ang ina-assume natin ito is nasa taas yung deflected shape. Now, since yung sagot is negative, ibig lang naman sabihin yan is nasa baba yung deflected shape. So, hindi naman kasi masyado nagmamatter yung arrows, no? Ito yung assumption natin. Assumption lang to nung direction ng deflection. So, yun, kaya siya negative 16.9. Okay, so that is how you get the deflection of maximum, that is how you get your maximum deflection kapag ganito, no? So, dito kasi, assumed natin na ang maximum deflection is nasa left side. Kasi, di ba, kung magdi-deflect yan, of course, pag ganito yung shape. So, obviously, medyo nandito sa part na to yung maximum deflection. So, yun, kaya ganito yung FBD ginamit natin. Now, ganito naman kapag non-prismatic yung beam or iba-iba yung cross-section niya. So, iba-iba yung eye. Now, kapag ganito, kung papasin nyo, 450, 900, 450, again, mas madali na in terms of eye na lang natin siya. Kapag nagsosolve na lang tayo, nagko-convert na tayo, tsaka nyo gamitin yung values. So, much better na gawin nyo to. This is just eye. Ito naman 2i. Tapos ito i. So, first step ulit niyan, i-draw nyo yung moment diagram. Nandito ba yung moment diagram? Gawa ko ba? Ayan yung moment diagram kapag i-drawing natin. And then, tulad nung sabi ko, this moment diagram will be divided with EI. So, I sa gitna is 2i. So, mangyayari this will be 120 over EI. Ito, 120 over EI. No, yung sa gitna, at this point, magiging 120 over, palitan ko yung color. At this point, kasi yung 2i mo is from this point to this point. Ito yung 2i, no? So, from this point to this point. So, 120 divided by 2. So, magiging siyang 60 over EI. Kasi dinivide ko ng 2EI. Ito, 144 over 2EI. So, magiging siyang dito, basta divide natin siya ng 2, tapos 2. So, magiging shape, ganito. So, ito yung magiging shape nung beam natin. So, ganun yung ginagawa lagi kapag may non-prismatic. Since this is just the moment diagram, this should be moment over EI bago siya maging load. So, dito na i-apply yung changes, yung difference dun sa cross-section ng beam. Check natin. Ayun. So, naging ganito yung itsura. Now, positive, so upward lahat ng force. Ano ba ang tanong dito? Determine the deflection at the center. So, ano ba yung deflection sa center? So, kukunin natin yung moment sa gitna. Now, since this is symmetrical, mas madali na i-add nyo na lang itong lahat, then divided by 2 to get your reaction sa A at sa B. Diba? Symmetrical naman siya. So, adding all these forces, convert nyo muna sa concentrated load, tapos add nyo yung forces. This will, divided by 2, this will give you your reaction sa A at sa B. Check natin. Ayan na. So, ito yung reaction. Kinonvert muna siya into concentrated load para magdali. Add nyo yung 4 divided by 2. Ito yung external reaction. Now, since ang tanong is sa center, gagawin nyo ulit is ihati-on ulit siya dito sa gitna. Tapos, kukunin yung moment. Moment C, sorry. Moment C. Natin. Ayan. So, kunin yung moment sa C. So, para hindi kayo malito, convert nyo muna into concentrated load. Tapos, get the moment arm. To get your C. Ayan. So, your MC is equal to your deflection C, which is equal to 1.55. So, ayan. So, that will be the last example. Now, ulitin ko na for the conjugate beam and area moment, one of the similarities is they both rely on your moment diagram. So, I suggest that if you have multiple loadings with a uniform load in it, mas magandang moment diagram by parts yung gamitin. But if you have is simple load lang naman, it is better to just draw the shear and moment diagram, then start from there. Okay, so yun. And then always kapag non-prismatic, i-divide mo yung I sa moment diagram before analyzing the beam. And then please practice your drawing your shear and moment diagram because that is very relevant. Hindi lang dito, pati sa design subjects. So, hindi nyo siya matatakasan po. You need to master that. And then, all of these are just your area and then centroid. Okay, so that would be all for the conjugate beam.